Hi, this is Kimberly. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for clicking on my video and watching. Thank you to all my new subscribers and old subscribers. I have a lot of great videos, so make sure you go back and check those out. But this video, we're going to focus on the best makeup brushes. Now, in order to get that flawless look, you want to blend, you want to look beat. Gotta have the best makeup brushes, but you don't need to spend a lot of money. So keep watching, that way you can find out my picks for best makeup brushes. So before I get into my favorite company specifically who make the best brushes in my opinion, I just want to quickly talk about the types of brushes that you need or that you could use. Why I think that having brushes, good quality brushes, is important, and how I went about kind of creating my massive brush collection. Just for starters, makeup brushes, they're a really easy way to achieve that excellent blend that makes your makeup go from amateur to looking really beautiful. You don't need makeup brushes. There are actually hundreds of videos on YouTube that can show you how to just use your fingers in order to apply makeup. But for me personally, I don't know if you guys can see my awesome nails. There we go. So even though they're beautiful, but what they're not good for is applying makeup. So especially around your eyes. I already have like a little eye situation. This eye's a little pink because I did accidentally poke my eye. It's harder to apply with your fingers than you think it is. And using makeup brushes just makes it so much easier. So especially for eyeshadow, when you want to get in that little tiny crease and kind of blend it out, your finger may be a little wider than what you need. So that's why I just really love using makeup brushes. It keeps your hands relatively clean, not completely clean. That's impossible. Well, for me anyway. But they keep your hands relatively clean, help you blend everything out easily, and it just makes applying makeup a lot more effortlessly done than if you try to do it with your fingers. I know that was challenging. But how I got my makeup brushes. So I'm not one of these people that went and bought the one big $300 makeup brush kit that had all the brushes. I did not create my collection like that. Basically what I did was I bought a couple of brushes at a time. Starting with, I had one foundation brush, like 2 or 3 eyeshadow brush, and maybe a spoolie for eyebrows. And then over time, I started getting angle brushes and contour eyeshadow brushes and all different kind of brushes over time. Now, if you want to just go out and purchase the kit, more power to you, but that's a lot of money just to be spending for makeup brushes. And also, every company doesn't make every brush the best. So some companies have great eyeshadow brushes, but then their foundation brushes are a little subpar. Or if they make great foundation brushes, maybe their eye brushes are too rough for that sensitive part of your face. So you don't want to necessarily just jump in and buy all the brushes from one brand, because every brand doesn't make every brush excellently. Also, another thing that you'll notice from my collection is I don't have that many MAC brushes. Now, I do have one MAC brush, the MAC 140, that I use a lot, but I am not going to include it in this video because the brush sheds incessantly. Every time I do my makeup with that brush, I have to go back with the tweezer and pick the little brush hairs off my face. So there's no way I can recommend that. I'm not recommending any brushes that shed, because that kind of defeats the purpose of you putting all this time to do your makeup, and now there's little brush hairs stuck in your foundation and you have to go back and pull them out. So I'm not recommending any brushes that do that. So you will notice MAC brushes are not on my list. Now, that could just be my personal experience with a couple of, I've only bought like 4 or 5 MAC brushes, because once I noticed that being a trend of them shedding, I kind of, especially at like $40 a brush, that was done. But other people have had great successes with them. It could be the fact that I was washing them a certain way or something specific like that that was causing the brushes to do that. But they don't work for my lifestyle, so there won't be MAC brushes. I do have other high-end brushes, and I'll try to include like around the price range of what I think I paid for them. Like I said, I've had some of these brushes for years. But just keep in mind, there's no exact science when it comes to brushes. Just kind of see what will fit your needs, and then that will really be the most useful thing that's going to help you build your collection. So enough chit chat, let's jump into the brush collection. Okay, first set of brushes I'm starting with are Sigma brushes. So basically, I always liked Sigma brushes, always saw them online, different makeup people talking about them, but I did not purchase any until I went to IMATS New York in, I'm going to say 2015. And then when I saw the booth and was able to actually touch the brushes in real life and feel them and see how soft they were and just how well made they were, then I was like, okay, now I'm going to spend the money to get a couple of these. Not the whole set, but a couple. So my favorite Sigma brush is, I'm going to be looking at the numbers so that way I can give you guys the right information, is the F05 small contour brush. Now, if you don't buy any other brush, and these brushes are all dirty because I use them. And I didn't wash my brushes this week yet. So this brush is my favorite because it is a contour brush, but it is small. A lot of the contour brushes will be like twice this size, and when you see the small little area that contour is actually supposed to fit in, it's that big. So if you have some big massive fan contour brush, now you have contour going all the way down the half of your face, and it's just a little too dramatic for my liking. So this brush definitely makes it easy to blend out. It fits right into the center of my bronzer. Big little fish face, it fits right there perfectly. So the hair's never shed, it's always soft. I've washed it at least probably like 50 or 60 times, and it never loses this perfect little dome shape. Some hairs do like stick out after a while and kind of do their own little thing. So if you see, you probably can't even see it, but these guys over here are a little bit out. But they haven't fallen out. I haven't had any shedding with this brush, and I really love it. So my next favorite Sigma brush is, basically I bought the eye kit. So these are not all the brushes because I mix all my brushes together. So I kind of just picked out the ones that I really use the most. So I brought a kit, and I feel like there were probably 2 more eyeshadow brushes that came, but it was basically the Sigma eyeshadow brush kit. As you can see, those are all the little eyeshadow brushes. So but my favorite one is the Pencil E30. So the Pencil E30. So when you look on YouTube, Instagram, and also like makeup ad campaigns, you always see that they have like this dark little crease, and it's so precise and so small. And for the longest I was trying to do that with a regular eyeshadow brush, and I'm like, why does the shadow just keep going all over the place? It is not that precise like in the pictures and the videos. So once I got this little pencil brush, as you could, oh, it's hard to see, switch hands. Alright, so as you can see, it comes to like a little domed point. Okay, it's not focusing. It comes to like a little domed point, kind of like a pencil, which is where it gets its name from. So it makes it easy for you to just go and see how like small it is, and you could just fit it right in that little section and get your eyeshadow in there. It's so perfect and precise. That's why I love that brush. This is the Buff and Blend, the E39. I don't even use this one for my eyes. I use this when I want to like contour down my nose, because it's really hard to find a brush that's small enough to fit there. That's a face brush. So I've just been using it for that mostly. I do also use it to blend out like eyeshadow and stuff like that, but I really love it to contour my nose. The next one, the Highlight Diffuser, the E71. This is like a funky little angled, but like not flat angled brush. So it's kind of fluffy still, like if you could see all those bristles that are in there. And oh, sorry, some product flew off. And the way I use this brush is kind of like, see how you have brow highlight right there? I will put highlight powder and just stamp, 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 like right in where that crease is. Oh, thank you for focusing on my gorgeous eyebrow. But right there, I will put the highlight powder in there, and then when you like turn your head, it will be like highlight, highlight, and it's like amazing. So this brush is really good. You can also use it if you want to highlight down your nose, Cupid's bow, any place where you have to put highlight and you want a small brush to do it. I like this one. Quickly going through other brushes, the Exact Blend E32. This I use to just, it's a regular kind of like domed eyeshadow brush, not anything fancy, but what really is great is even though it's so soft, it picks up a lot of pigment. So when you want to do that main chunk of glitter, that's one color right here before you do the crease in the upper lid, you definitely can use this to pack on, especially glittery shadows. It makes sure that they stay in the brush and they don't really travel all over your face. This brush is great at doing that. And then this one, which is the All Over Blend, the E37. This brush is perfect for when you put too much of a shadow and you just want to blend it out. So I usually try to, now it's dirty, but I usually try to keep this one clean, so that way when I do my regular eye look with all the other shadows, then I'll just use this one last to blend out any colors that are like too out there, and then use it to blend it back. So Sigma brushes, they're definitely excellent quality. A few of them fell. They're excellent quality brushes. They're great. They are a little bit on the more expensive side. I think that I got the set of the eyeshadow brushes. I think it was 7 eyeshadow brushes for, I want to say either $30 or $40, and then this brush by itself probably costs like 20 something dollars. But they have lots of sales. If you do see them in real life, they have special promotions that shows like eye mats and the makeup show, and whenever they're present they do have a good deal. But just save up and get a few. Like I said, I don't have the whole full Sigma brush set. I do think that they do have some other brushes that I have my eye on that are cute. But just get the ones you really need. Eyeshadow is really like where I focus on getting great brushes, eyeshadow and foundation, and kind of face in general. So you'll see that those are like my favorite brushes. But definitely check out Sigma. Like I said, they might be a little bit, they're more affordable than MAC, but they're not as cheap as some other brushes, but worth the money, worth the money. So Sigma brushes, love them. Okay, so next set of brushes that I want to talk about are the Sephora brushes. Now I do have a third Sephora brush, which is like the Pro Highlight brush, but I can't find it, so can't be featured in this video. But that's another great brush to check out for. This is the Foundation 47. So it's basically just a regular traditional foundation brush, and the reason why I love this brush compared to, I do have other foundation brush brands, but this one, it has the dual fiber and it cleans so easily. So right now I've used it, but most white tip foundation brushes, when you use brown foundation, it stains them permanently and they're destroyed forever. But this brush, you can wash it and it always goes back to white. It doesn't shed. I haven't lost any hairs from this brush. It puts on your makeup perfectly evenly, and it does kind of almost give you that airbrush look if you finesse it a little bit. So it's great for liquid foundations, amazing on cream foundations, and you probably could use it for powder, but I really don't. I only use it for liquid and cream, but great product. So this brush, I cannot live without this brush. This is it's the 20 eyebrow precision brush. 20 eyebrow precision brush. It's a little tiny angled brush. This is the only brush I use to do the underneath part of my eyebrows. So once I put the eyebrow filler in, I take concealer, and then this is what I do to kind of create the arch that I don't have. So in real life, my eyebrows are like straight rectangles, but this brush makes the magic happen. So it's great. I have like about 30 of them. I think they're like $15. You can never have too many of this brush. And they're also great for doing eyeliner, or if you wanted to do like intricate eyeshadow designs, this would be a really good brush because it's kind of stiff, but it's soft enough that it doesn't hurt your eye area. So this is a really fantastic brush. If you do your eyebrows where you use concealer afterwards to kind of clean them up, just go get this brush. You don't need any other company's brush. This is the one that you need for the actual concealer to clean up the eyebrows. So love Sephora brushes. I'm definitely going to get myself more Sephora brushes for Christmas. So the next brand of brushes I'm going to talk about are B brushes. So these brushes are brushes that I purchased when I went to London, and I got them from Superdrug. So basically they're really super soft, like they feel luxurious. And the price was so affordable. So even though the pounds kind of dollar was not that favorable to me when I was going to London. So these brushes, I want to say they were probably like 12, 14 pounds, which basically made them like 20-ish dollars American. It brought it up to like $15, $16, and then with tax. But they're so soft. They feel like almost that big fluffy It Cosmetics brush that's like $50. That's what this reminds me of, and that's why when I saw it I was like, oh my gosh, I want it, and it's such a good price point. I use this to put finishing powder all over my foundation just to set it. So it's really soft. It could go anywhere on your face. It doesn't feel irritating. This is it's called a blending brush, but I really use it for foundation, or sometimes like right now I try to keep it clean, that way if I put too much highlight on I can like blend it out and make sure it's not I don't look ridiculous. So this is a really great brush, and I definitely really like these brushes. So I'm gonna see if you can purchase them like online to America, because I also bought a under eye serum from them that I like. So well, under eye treatment. So we'll see, but B Cosmetics I think is the name, and these are their brushes, so they're super soft. So the next category of brushes that I'm going to talk about are Sonia Kashuk. So for those of you who probably are maybe like, Sonia Kashuk, it sounds familiar, but where does it come from? At Target stores, they have a makeup brand called Sonia Kashuk from, if I'm not mistaken, a makeup artist named Sonia Kashuk. So basically she kind of has products that they don't copy high-end brands, but they follow the trend of what the high-end companies are kind of doing, and it's something similar. So these were a holiday collection. So you know, for the holiday collections, every makeup company, they gotta go above and beyond and come up with something special. So this is a little like golden snake coming up the brushes, and then they have these black and golden handles. So I did purchase these on sale. So it was a Christmas, like I said, holiday set, and it was, I want to say, 10 brushes, and then it only came out to like $11 once it was on sale. I think originally it was supposed to be like $25, $30, but Sonia Kashuk brushes are amazing. So I usually always try to catch them on sale, because Target puts them on sale, so why would I buy them full price? But if you do buy them full price, it's still gonna be a good investment, because the brushes are so soft. Like, if you feel, this one I use for highlight blending. Like I said, if I put too much highlight just to blend it out and make it softer, or if I just want to put a little bit of setting powder on my nose and forehead so that way they don't shine too much. This powder brush I love using for powder foundation, because it's like dense and super soft and blends evenly. Love that brush also. This is an eyeshadow brush, so I definitely just use this to blend out like darker shadows, which is why it has a little tint, unfortunately. And this brush is another brush that I could use as a contour brush, because it's also really small and like kind of dense. So this is great. So I love the Sonia Kashuk brushes. They're very versatile, very soft, and very well made. They feel like expensive brushes, but they're really affordable. So definitely check Sonia Kashuk out. I know that there's a traditional line of brushes that she carries that are always in store all year round, so it doesn't have to be this special holiday set. But just keep an eye out for all the different kind of brushes that they have, because I think that in general Sonia Kashuk makes good brushes. Alright, there we go. So second to last brand I'm going to talk about is because we're getting close to my favorite brand. So if I can only have two brands, it would be Real Techniques brushes, which I'm going to talk about next, and ELF brushes. Now, ELF brushes were my first makeup brushes. So they kind of have a two brush system. So they have some brushes where they have white handles, and then some where they have black handles. Now, the white handles are supposed to be like the more everyday layman, as you would say, makeup brushes, and then the black ones with the black handles like these are supposed to simulate professional makeup brushes. Now let me say this, the white handle brushes only cost $1 each for the most part. A couple of them might be $2, but for the most part they're only $1 each. These brushes do range probably from like $3 to $10, but they're amazing. Like, they're the best makeup brushes you can purchase in this price range, and almost in any price range. Like, there's a few high-end brushes where if I compare this concealer brush to maybe a Sephora concealer brush, it might be the Sephora brush is a slightly better, but never like, oh, those are drastically better than these. These are so comparable to high-end brushes that it's not even funny, especially when you consider that some of these brushes are $50, $60 a brush, and you can spend $10 and get a brush that's the same exact thing, like the same exact quality, no shedding, no smells, will be able to rinse out all your makeup product that you use. These are the best brushes. So if right now you're thinking, I need to buy makeup brushes for myself, go to ELF. They now have stores and online, and they're also in Target and Ulta. and go buy these brushes. This is what you need. So is ELF and Ulta? I have to double check on that, but they're definitely at Target. So first favorite brush is the Ultimate Blending Brush. Now this brush you can use for anything. You could use it for, it's a dual fiber blending brush. You can use it for blush, highlight, contour, but I use it for foundation. As you can tell, I was brown. And I'm actually wearing the new Rihanna Fenty foundation review coming soon. And I put it on with this brush. So a little bit on my hand, dab, 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 and it's small enough to see. If you look at it right here, it fits just in this little spot, and you can continue to go on your face, because you also need to put foundation here and over here where it's close to your hairline. So having a huge big brush is not beneficial. But then if you have a little tiny foundation brush, you'll spend all day trying to blend just your foundation, and it's going to start to dry, which makes it harder to blend. And now you're putting Fix Plus or some kind of makeup spray to try to bring it back to life, and it doesn't look the same. And it's important to have that foundation brush that's the right size. That way you can easily blend out all your makeup. So I love this brush. And it's one of my favorites for putting on my foundation. The next brush is the C eyeshadow brush. Eyeshadow C brush. These are like $3. Just go and get like 5 of these. Because what you can do is put them, not only you could use it to put the eyeshadow on this part of your eye, you could also tilt it up, and then you could get in the crease. You can put it up here. It's small enough for you to get that little dot of the white pearly eyeshadow right there. You can underline. You see how many different things I've done in my fake eyeshadow look with this one brush. Like, these brushes are so versatile. They're packed full of bristles, but they're super soft and not stiff. They don't hurt or drag on your eye. They blend effortlessly. They're just great. And the thing is that it's hard to find eyeshadow brushes that do that. A lot of the ones, they're not soft, and especially for people with sensitive skin, once you start the pulling, it starts the redness. And with foundation, if your skin gets a little irritated and red, the color is going to block it out. But with eyeshadow, not necessarily. Especially if it's kind of like a translucent, kind of glittery shadow. If you have a stiff, hard brush and you're blending it out, your eyelid's going to turn red. And then now it doesn't look cute. So these brushes are really soft, and they work really great, and they're only $3. So get a lot of these. Plus, you want to have more than one. You want to have a lot of eyeshadow brushes. That way when you're putting on your eyeshadow, you can just grab a brush, blend, and then worry about cleaning it off. You don't want to have 3 eyeshadow brushes, and then when you're like, oh, I want to use a 4th shadow, and now you're trying to wipe one off, and then that color transfers on your palette, and now there's like a little stain. And no, that's not a good look. Next eyeshadow brush. As you can see, I've been through this, so I'm trying to help you out so you don't make these mistakes. The contour brush. So you could use this brush to contour your nose. I also use it for that in addition to that Sigma brush. So contour here, contour here. If some people contour the neck and the chest and all that good stuff. But I really use it to contour my eye. So kind of using that little shadow in the crease. Even though I have other brushes that you can tilt and maneuver so that way they're better, this little dome, it just perfectly fits in that spot. And then you can easily use it to blend out your makeup. Next brush. I haven't found a highlighter brush that's like similar to this and great. As you can see, I use it so much, just know the ELF is like fading off. But it's the perfect little highlight brush. And it's full of product right now. Hourglass's Ambient Radiant highlighter, because I put it on my face, and see how it just fits right in the little spot where highlighter is supposed to go, and then 1, 2, 3, or pat perfectly. So I love this brush. It's so easy to use. It's soft. It has a perfect little shape for highlighting. If you do want to take it and go up and down your nose, you could do that. Even if you want to get in that little crease right there, just with the tip of it. Like, it's such a versatile brush, and I love using it for my highlighter. So again, another, I think this was $3, $4. Like I said, none of their brushes are more than 10. So this is really great. So even though it looks gross because it's dirty, it's amazing. Concealer brush. So this brush I use for concealer. I don't really use it to do my eyebrows, but if I do like under eye concealer, just to blend that out a little bit maybe, or if I have like a spot, like a pimple that's really outrageous and the wrong color, just to cover it up. It's a traditional concealer brush. it's definitely great. It's a little firmer, that way you can hold that product and just target that one little spot. So I love these too. But all these black handled brushes from ELF, they're really just above and beyond in terms of discount makeup brushes. I can't say enough positive things about these, especially since I said they're only $3 to $10 a brush. You can get multiples, that way you can have one to go, one to stay. If you're using two different foundations, you can easily put the light foundation under your eyes, take the darker brush, put it in the contour spots, and have more than one brush and not constantly be rewashing those same brushes, which helps them last longer. So definitely go to ELF, get some of these, and try them out. You're gonna fall in love, I promise. Okay, so last but definitely not least, my favorite makeup brand when it comes to brushes, Real Techniques. So you probably, if you shop at Ulta, you've definitely seen these brushes. You've probably seen the little plastic kits. They're also at Target. Sometimes you can find them at Marshall's, like randomly, also TJ Maxx. But these are really great brushes. So first favorite thing about them is the body of the brush. It's kind of like this clean, easy to wipe plastic, so it's like you can just wipe them off easily. Then it has this rubber part, so it's like super easy to hold. So even if you have it kind of like in a strange angle, just to get into that spot, you don't feel like it's going to slip or you're going to drop it or anything, because it just has this sturdy handle. And also they're, I want to say, like an ergonomic handling, I feel like is what you would call it. They're basically designed so it's like they fit right into your hand. It's not just, which is why they have this kind of beveled like shape. So it makes such a difference when you're applying makeup, when you have a brush that's not only made to put the makeup on beautifully, but to fit in your hand as you use it. So maybe it's just because, I don't know if it works the same for lefties, but for me, being a righty, it just feels so sturdy in my hands, and I love that. I feel like a lot of other makeup brushes don't pay attention to that detail of having it be something sturdy you can keep in your hand. So while I was showing off this one brush, this is the Expert Face Brush. So as you can see by the brown, I use it for foundation. It's a really great brush, and I wouldn't trade it all. I use it every day. Like, that's how much I love this brush. Every single day I use it. So this is a great brush. You need to get it. The next brush I use is the Real Techniques accent brush. So as you can see, this one is kind of tiny, but if you want to get makeup here and here, or if you want to get like a little glitter going on just underneath there, or if you want to like clean up with concealer, that cat eye wing, this is perfect. And you never really see brushes this small. And it's so, you would think, oh, it's so tiny, like I'm not going to be able to use it. But it's one of the most helpful brushes, because around your eye, the whole area is tiny. So you need small brushes to help you. Brow brush. So I don't really use this brush for my brows that much, but it is a good angle brush for eyeliner. So if you do have brow products, I could definitely picture kind of using this to do the brow, but it's just that it's big, and as you can see, my brows are not that big. So boom, like look, that brush is like the size of the whole width of my brow. Like I can't really maneuver my makeup how I want because it's so big. But it's definitely great for eyeliner, especially underneath eyeliner, cake eyeliner on the inside. So love this brush also. Next brush is the shading brush. So this is perfect for, like I said, just putting on that main eyeshadow before you start getting ready to blend and do all the craziness. Great for glitter shadows. Puts them on, keeps them in there one little spot where you want them to go. Next is the another shading brush. So this is definitely great to kind of distribute the product a little bit more once you pack it on with the other shading brush. This is why you need two. So like I said, you could put it on with this and then blend it with that, because if you blend your eyeshadow with the brush that you initially put the color on, it's going to add more color and make it darker. So if you want that see-through kind of ombre effect where it starts off dark and then goes lighter, you want that second shading brush. That way you can have a clean one ready to blend it out. Next brush is the base shadow brush. I basically use this for when I'm blending out colors up in this area, because as you can see, it is kind of big compared to the size of my eye. So I definitely use that just to blend out this little top section and to make the shadows more even. So this is the deluxe crease brush. I don't know whose eyeshadow crease this fits in, because this brush is basically the size of my whole eyelid, so it's not going to fit in just the crease part. But what I do use it for is contouring. So if I want to like a real strategic kind of contour just in one little spot, I'll definitely reach for this and use this brush. Thank you so much for checking out my best brush video. Like I said, these are just some of the brushes. I like to keep my brushes in the range of $3 to at most like $30. So that's why, as you can see, I featured Real Techniques, ELF, Sonia, Kashuk, all kinds of brushes that basically just stay in that price range and are really great. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and please share this video. Definitely, as the holidays are approaching, I know we're all going to have those special events where we're looking to have our makeup look really nice. So leave in the comments below what other kind of videos you're interested in seeing, and definitely go check out some of these products. So have a great day, and thank you so much for watching.